hypnosis is an art. It's not a skill. And so just as you think of art, right, anybody can learn how to do art, but some people are born incredible at art. Hypnosis sets you free to really have so much trust and confidence in being 100% you. It's very easy to measure, right? Because if someone is multiplying, I want 1 million, and then I want 3 million, and then I want 4 million or 10 million. The work I do to condense time with people is helping them own their confidence, helping them work through imposter syndrome, and really feel safe in the fear and the discomfort. The best decision I ever made was spending the money, like whatever it took, to be in the same vicinity and get mentored by somebody who was already, building $1 million business.
Lea, I'm really grateful that you agreed to have interview with us with Introwise. Hi.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here with you today.
You left your corporate trained job and switched to coaching. Now you are a creator of Breakthrough to Embodiment, and you practice hypnosis coaching with your clients, entrepreneurs, and coaches. How did you dare to make such a turnover in your life?
Yeah. So, when I started in my nursing career, I was looking for a couple of things, right? Freedom, impact, and I wanted to live a life that was, like lower stress. Like I knew that I was had that security and that comfort in my life, right? And I quickly learned that that was like an illusion a little bit, right? Like I had financial freedom, and also I didn't really have freedom in my life because I had so much stress. Like, how can you really feel free when you're so stressed in your job? Nursing is just like a lot of responsibility, and many other things. It felt very constricting. And I kind of already knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like I have a very high, freedom is very high on my value system. And then when I turned to hypnosis for a lot of my own healing work, I had what we call in the coaching world, like a download, which is your intuition basically just coming to you and it's dropping like this truth for you. And I just realized, I really want to make impacts and help people. Like hypnosis is that vehicle. So I took this bold risk, of just basically quitting my job, getting my certification in hypnosis with my personal hypnotherapist. And I got a business coach, and I just kind of full sent it. It was a very bold leap. And luckily, I think when you hit the ground running and you kind of decide that there's no plan B, you wind up that your plan A can really bloom. But yeah, it was facing a lot of fear and just kind of going for it.
Nice. It's really amazing that you're a very confident person, because, many people, they even have a dream to become, for example, a coach, to be free and so on, and they couldn't just make this decision. How do you just build this, a rapport with a coachee? I mean, with an entrepreneur, for example.
Yeah. So, I think that that's going to be really unique, obviously, for every person. But for me, it's an energy thing. Like purely, I have a relatively consistent social media presence. And I think through the content I put out in the world, people can feel me through my tone of voice, through my posture, through the types of things I talk about. And I think for anyone else in the entrepreneurial space, that's why utilizing social media is actually so powerful, because a client that wants to work with you, they're already beginning to form their relationship with me sometimes before I even ever know that they are in my world. And so usually before they've even said yes to working with me, they already know, through either that content or through maybe a masterclass or a free event that I've hosted to create community. They've already felt a heartfelt connection. They see a part of their energy in me, either something that they want to try on or something that they feel safe because we relate on. And then when we're already in the container, I think that I have like a soft energy with my clients. Like that's kind of My vibe is like I'm very understanding and very empathetic, and I really have like this ability to see the duality of all things, right? So something that you share with me that might be shameful for you, I think I have an ability, a gift to hold space for the part of you that feels shame and be like, yeah, I understand that part of you, and it makes so much sense that you responded that way. And also like, let's step into your higher vision, and that's really powerful for people too. And I think being female helps with hypnosis. I think people are a little more comfortable expressing feelings to females, so I'll take that part as well. But
Is it a talent just to be good in hypnotic coaching?
it's easy to enter the profession in the sense that there is a lot of beginner courses, certifications where you can very easily access the information that's necessary to start a hypnosis practice.
Hmm.
However, the two things I want to touch on are obviously like personality. There are some people who are like really fast paced, and they don't have the patience to facilitate hypnosis. Like I go into hypnosis with my clients, and so I speak when I say like you're getting heavier, like I'm relaxing with them. And so if you are like, I just like to be go go go, that might not it might not be an enjoyable profession, and you might not be able to pace your energy with the individual. Not to say it's not possible. There's also hypnotherapists that they're like, I only do 5-10 minutes of change work in every session. And they do a lot of kinesthetics. So they're moving and they're doing visualizations and hypnosis with people's eyes open. And that again it's a craft. So brings me to the other part where hypnosis is an art. It's not a skill. And so just as you think of art, right? Anybody can learn how to do art, but some people are born incredible at art. And the last piece is that there's varying levels. Like I said, anybody can get into hypnosis and anybody can get a certification, but to truly be very incredibly powerful at hypnosis, where you're able to work with almost like most individuals and create lasting change, is a different tier. And that's someone who's done a lot of either mentorship or certification.
Do you just help to measure what is success for your client, or clients just come to you and have this measure of success?
Yeah, so I think that's just something that's going to vary so much from every individual, right? So there's different things that are important when you facilitate a coaching experience for someone, like asking them scaling questions like 1 to 10. What would this be for you? Starting and then going and measuring again at the end of the experience. And sometimes if you don't ask these questions where people can realize on a scale what they've experienced, they won't notice. And then what will happen is when you ask at the end, they go like, wow, you're right. I went from like a 7 to a 4. That actually is really powerful. And that's where I talk about like taking off that top layer as opposed to like fully healing that experience for them, or at least mostly working on changing that process for them. Because if it's not like a 0 or a 1, they might not notice those changes. But the other thing is that that's where the client as the center of this coaching model is always so, so important, and what makes a powerful coach, because I don't really know what the measure is. And I check in with my clients and I ask them, how would you know by the end of this session that we actually targeted, like we actually tackled this problem? How will you know by the end of our work that you are actually getting a result from this? And they'll tell me, oh, I'll feel this way, or I'll have this tangible result. And that's how we can kind of measure. But depending on who you work with, right? Like I have some friends in this space who work very specifically with like high performers, like Olympians or people in the gambling space. It's very easy to measure, right? Because if someone is multiplying, I won 1 million and then I won 3 million and then I won 4 million or 10 million, it's very easy to see.
As I found that entrepreneurs are struggling a lot for new meetings,
Meetings, okay.
Yes. So it's a big problem. How do you just coach them to, to be confident in this way?
Yeah. So With the hypnosis, we'll go in and we'll find out what part of them has the fear. Is it
Okay.
a fear of like not looking smart enough? Is it a fear of being seen? Is it not feeling like the work you're doing is important enough? And so every single person would be a different path. Like because if you don't feel that the work you're doing is important, we're going to work on, okay, well, how do you get behind your company, your offer? How do you be the most fired up person about what you're doing in the world? And then, someone over here who says, well, I don't really feel like I feel safe being seen. We might do inner child work. We might say, well, what happened in childhood that made you feel that the world is not a safe place for you to express yourself?
Also, coaches told me that everyone should have a coach. So, do you have also a coach?
Yes, yes. I have probably like 4 people that support me right now. And I would say most of the people that I know who are very successful are also very plugged in. But yes, I have a hypnotherapist. I have a business coach. I have a hypnosis mentor, and then I have another person that I'm working with in some capacities with all of this stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. You should teach yourself every day. I tell it to myself also. Lea, thank you very much for this interview. And now I would like to do like short questions and short answers from you. It's Introwise brand questions. Okay.
Okay.
How did you find your first client?
How did I find my first client? I have to remember. They found me through my website.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which I
Where?
don't think all entrepreneurs need websites. I just want to caution that, but that was how.
Okay. Yes. So where people could find you? So it's my next question.
Yeah. So I would say the best place to find me is Lea. It's LEA _ Fuentes on Instagram. That's my
Okay.
best place. Yes.
Okay. We will write it on the screen. Yeah. And what is your favorite business advice?
Plug into someone who has already been there and is ahead of you, and that is like much more ahead of you. The best decision I ever made was spending the money, like whatever it took, to be in the same vicinity and get mentored by somebody who was already, building $1 million business. And that was a bit of a jump, right? You don't have to if you aren't willing to stretch yourself that way, but that was for sure the thing that sped up my timeline. There was just so much I was able to learn by someone who was so far ahead.
Yeah, I love this.
High level mentorship is
that's amazing. I love it also. And what is your favorite management advice?
management advice. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't really have that. Yeah, I don't have a team right now or anything. So I haven't
What about
really,
time management advice?
I think figure out how your energy works. Time blocking is really powerful, but honestly, it doesn't work for everyone. For me, I'm very I like to be creative in the moment. So I roll with that. But if there's times where I can batch things, that's the most efficient way, I would say, for saving energy. And long term, it'll be necessary.
If you don't mind, I could help you to create your page on Introwise just now.